Get off the game, it's getting late. Why don't you hang out with your friends? Back in my day, we walked to people's houses to play. I don't get how you guys can just sit on this game for hours upon end. You're watching people play video games, why don't you just play them? You know, you're gonna have to learn to get a real job one day. Video games doesn't pay the bills. You can't just play video games your entire life. You've been playing games too long today. Go do something creative. Screens off at 9 p.m., no exceptions. How are these games ever going to help you in the real world? What if we knew what was coming before anybody else even knew it? What if we knew what the future had to hold? What if our parents were wrong? Times are really weird right now. Even though COVID brought video games to the forefront more than they ever have, we still have this discrepancy between generations about how video games are perceived. Along with this new idea of content creation and streaming that goes along with video games, it's a totally new concept to most parents and even some kids. But trust me, just stick around and hear me out on this one. Now trust me, I get it. The internet is full of creeps and a bunch of dangerous things that we all know of. But it shouldn't scare you away from letting your kid pursue a hobby in video games, content creation, or streaming, and possibly even one day make it a career. Now, all the quotes at the start of the video, yeah, I've heard all of them, and I'm sure all of you guys have too. Video games are bad, or so they thought. As the years go on, more and more studies come out that video games can actually be a good thing. Huh? And more companies are actually using them in order to train and let people understand the job more in a real life situation, rather than just interview questions. Video games also comes with increased critical thinking along with many other things that I won't go into this video because this video could be an hour long. And yes, I understand there are disadvantages to video games, but in my personal opinion, after doing multiple research papers and stuff on video games and the advantages and disadvantages, I personally think that the disadvantages of video games come from a lack of discipline on the child's part. But anyways, enough of all that because that stuff can get really controversial. Streaming and content creation really has boomed ever since the COVID era. Don't believe me? Well, here's some stats. In 2023, Twitch recorded 31 million daily active users. Twitch viewers watch more than 70 million hours of content per day between them. Twitch gets over 1.86 billion hours of watch time by its users every single month. And believe it or not, as you're sitting here watching this video, there's 2.8 million people watching Twitch right now and about 103,000 streamers live streaming right now. Yeah, I can throw all these numbers at you, and what do they really mean? Well, for the parents, let's check and see how much it's changed since I was a kid. And for reference, I was born in 1998, so this is going to be about the time I was a teenager. From the year 2012 to the year 2021, Twitch recorded an increase from 200 million watch hours to 22.8 billion watch hours. From the year 2015 to the year 2021, Twitch recorded an increase from 1.7 million streamers to 9 million streamers. And from the year 2015 to the year 2021, Twitch recorded an increase in concurrent viewers from 500,000 to 2.78 million concurrent viewers. Since the year 2016 to the year 2021, Twitch's revenue has increased from 275 million to 2.657 billion dollars. Now, if that doesn't tell you how much this industry has grown just in the last 10 years, I don't know what will. All right, let's put all these stats away. Back to the video. Allowing people, even teenagers, to work with major name brands in the tech industry and make money doing something they love, which is playing video games, editing, making videos. While at the surface, all of this can be perceived as just playing video games in front of a screen and mindlessly wasting time. But really, as a whole, streaming and content creation can teach you so many important life skills. Whether it's communication, editing, computer skills, team management, marketing, etc. The list goes on and on. It's not just sitting and playing video games. That is just the surface. The amount of hours that some of these kids and even adults put in outside of their schoolwork and outside of their typical 9 to 5 just to do something that they love really shows the passion for this industry. And if there's one thing I regret doing in my streaming and content creating career, it would literally be that I wish I would have started younger. All right, now rewind again. Remember those quotes at the start? Yeah, I'm not saying, parents, that there shouldn't be boundaries for your kids, because there should be boundaries set. I had boundaries whenever I was a kid. And yes, I understand video games and screen time can get abused, especially in this modern day of technology. But if your kid is doing well in school, still doing the sports that they know and love physically, and in general, if they're just being a good kid, don't be afraid to let them pursue something like this. The connections that I've made with some of the major tech brands in the industry, along with the community of thousands that I've created across multiple platforms, some of them even getting as close as exchanging phone numbers and Snapchats, and being that close and we haven't even seen each other IRL once. I've also been able to travel to different parts of the country, attending tech conventions and meeting some insanely cool people. Some of these people are honestly some of the best friendships I've ever had in my life. Whether they are older, younger, it doesn't matter. We all share one thing in common. We saw the future and our parents were wrong.